Now, let's talk about something else that's disrupting. We're talking about deep seek. This is the big keyword this week. It's rocking tech markets. How does this AI disruption affect precious metals? What's the correlation here?
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, the name, I don't want to get too much, but the names, it sounds like a ship, or it sounds like a tanker, the deep seek, right? I mean, it
Yeah,
really, and
yeah.
it's exactly what it did. It sunk the stock market on Monday. I mean, we've never seen $600 billion in one company lost in one day in Nvidia. It's never happened. It's literally never happened before. So I don't know if it has a direct correlation to gold and silver. What I will say is that for
Well,
someone that studied,
those devices don't those processors require precious metals to
yeah, they
operate?
do. No, absolutely, and they will continue to be using them. I think what DeepSeek proved, when you look at the cost that ChatGPT and Nvidia and all these companies, they said it's going to be billions of dollars. We have to invest all these billions of dollars, and it's going to cost $6 billion to have ChatGPT, and we need $6 billion. And then this company makes a competitor for $6 million. I
Wow.
mean, those are the numbers. Those are the real numbers. Now, did they steal it? I don't know. There's a lot to be said. They're investigating. But now the cat's out of the bag, right, Gary? I mean, once they've proven that they can do it for a fraction, someone else will do it at a fraction too, whether it's
Yeah.
them or somebody else. So I think what they've done is they've sent shockwaves through the Magnificent Seven stocks and said, like, your AI dream and what we have to pay for it as an investor that's investing in this companies, it's overvalued. I don't need to pay that much. There's
Wow.
going to be someone that's going to do it at a fraction. I mean, they basically did it pennies on the dollar. And that's why
Unbelievable.
Nvidia crashed. That's why the market crashed on Monday. I mean, they tested it for a month. The thing came out a month ago. The first release, people were going, "Wait a minute, this kind of works." And then the release on Friday last week was like, "Wow, this thing really is. It's a competition." They're telling me I got to spend $50 a month on ChatGPT, or 100 or 200, depending on the level. And these guys are like, "Don't worry about that. We'll do it for free." Are they trying to steal some data? Are they trying to do a TikTok thing? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. But at the end of the day, someone's going to figure this out at a lower price. And it really is sending shockwaves. And if you look at the amount of money in the stock market, in the S&P, that is in that Magnificent Seven, if you go back 10 years, it was those 10 companies, it was like almost a little less than 10% of the S&P. Now they're about almost 35% of the S&P. They dwarf the growth. The growth story of the stock market has really been in these seven companies. So it just talks about, it's not diversified. It's not a diversified market. And I don't know if this is the black swan event that hurts the stock market this year or what, but it's definitely raising some eyebrows with investors.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see the
no,
headline Financial Times. OpenAI says it has evidence that China's DeepSeek used its model to train competitor. That's pretty damning headline right now.
yeah, but here's the thing: there's ChatGPT is supposed to have a mechanism where if someone's doing like 200 tests in a short amount of time, it's supposed to shut down that account, and they didn't. So maybe they did seal it. Obviously we'll find out. They're going to find out what's going on. But I will say, at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. It shows that things can be done in a much less expensive way. And listen, we know that we've always paid for name brand things in a lot of different ways. Like, look at Apple and Samsung phones, right? The whole world knows that Samsung phones are better, but we love Apple because we love the brand. So the world is going to catch up to this idea, and this is just the beginning, I believe, in a little crack in the armor that
Well, here's Josh Hawley 5 hours ago. Why are we allowing American tech giants like Microsoft to help China develop DeepSeek and other AI? It's insane. We should ban the transfer of AI technology to China immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
that's that was just put out 5 hours ago.
yeah.
And we can talk about AI to EVs to solar. What about the percentage of silver that goes into those technologies?
Well, solar is the big one. You're looking at anywhere from 20 to 50 grams of silver per solar panel. And the thing, and I dive into that a lot in my book, is I really you look at a lot of this usage, solar panels is getting energy costs under control. That's really the idea behind it, is hopefully we can get to a point where energy costs aren't going up so 20, 30% every year. I mean, everybody's seeing it. Everyone's feeling it. So solar is here to stay. They're going to continue to put solar panels on most parts of the world. That's a pretty significant demand. Electric vehicles is obviously they use it in electric vehicles, but there's so many medical devices. Obviously all the tech that we're working on today.
Well, look at this headline here. It says within the next 20 years, all known silver reserves will be used by the solar industry, or will it? That's from Silver Wars on X. And and Jesse Simmons is here. He's commenting on the Hill events about that.
Well, and they're saying that what eventually will happen is that a lot of these EV companies will just start buying silver mines directly, right?
Wow.
I've heard reports that Elon Musk, that's something that he's going to be looking to do, is just buy directly and just cut out the middleman, because whoever controls these essential minerals and precious metals will eventually control the world. I mean, that's why the Middle East has really, really done well for the last, over 100 years. But now even Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they're all divesting from oil, right? They're looking into other income streams. They're building cities that people will come for hospitality. They're buying soccer teams. They're doing as much as they can. They're buying essential minerals. So even the countries that have profited the most on oil are looking to divest. So, and these are the things that I really talk about in the book as I get into all these different strategies. And then the last thing is the military. We don't know how much the silver is used in the military. I tried to find it, but they won't release it. And I know they use it in many of the missiles that we do, a lot of the droid, all the tech that they're using, but they won't release how much silver they actually need, because they don't want people to know and how much demand that it is. So
here's another post from Mother Silver Ape. Silver's at $44.39 an ounce plus premiums. That was 5 hours ago. The Canadian currency is failing. We all know it. Silver is still ever so cheap to buy. It holds its value across all international currencies, including US dollars. The best news is that silver has been price suppressed for 180 years. Bix Weir.
Yeah, we're at 91-1 gold to silver ratio. So it costs 91 ounces to buy 1 ounce of gold. During 2011, it was at 30-1, 31-1. So the average 100-year average is 50-1. So, I mean, even if it went anywhere near the average, I mean, silver's well over $100 an ounce, which would be going up 4 times where it is today. So, yeah, I think it's an opportunity market if you understand that commodities and real assets are going to do well. And this is the idea that I dive in a little bit in the book, is just, the World Economic Forum and all these, the way that they tell you don't need to own assets, and you can just rent and, be a part of it. I really dispel those myths in my book that, and you look at it, you can look at it over time, but you can look at it, what's going on with the fires, like the people that are able to withstand and hold on and get back into their homes and keep those assets will win out long term. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have other investments to kind of help them, right? They had a lot of their net worth in their home, and they can't wait 4 years, and they can't afford it, or they didn't have the right insurance. I mean, there's a million reasons. I mean, the whole insurance thing that's happened here in the state of California is just it's a debacle. But ultimately, it's an asset economy. That's where we're going, and